Coming up on Look Today, well, a group known as Citizens Acting Together encourages political action and communication within the community. I've got details. Plus, the Southern rock group Marshall Tucker Band is scheduled to perform in Lake George. More on that coming up. And the Chapman Historical Museum prepares for its 17th annual theater tour through Pine View Cemetery. I got those details all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson. This is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with Lynn Gelber. She's board chair, Saratoga Chamber Players, and she's here to talk about their upcoming 31st season. Plus, I also sit down with Michelle Madigan, Finance Commissioner, Saratoga Springs, and she's here to talk about the now fully operational solar park on Weibel Avenue in Saratoga. Plus, we got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, a group known as Citizens Acting Together is encouraging the public to get involved in the local democratic process. Now, this process begins with meeting the new candidates for the 21st Congressional District. This nonpartisan meeting takes place at SUNY Adirondack tonight and introduces citizens to the 6 candidates who will be running against incumbent Congresswoman Elise Stefanik in 2018. Now, 5 of these candidates are Democrats and 1 is a Republican. We spoke to Eva Lau. She's a member of Citizens Acting Together group.
It's really about just getting the public informed. You have a choice. We understand that a lot of people are happy with Elise Stefanik, but there's also the other side, people that are not as happy. So it's just giving people the opportunity to hear more voices.
Well, let's face it, the democratic process should be about choice. We also spoke to her about what the next step is for the group after tonight's meeting.
After tonight, what we're hoping to do is to hold future candidate forums where we'll actually talk about issues that are currently in the news or issues that just people are interested in. Take healthcare, national security, environment, what have you, any of those various topics.
Okay. All right, in other news, well, the Southern rock group, many of you will know who this is, Marshall Tucker Band, scheduled to play in Lake George at the Charles Wood Park Festival Commons. And the date is September 24. Now, as you probably know, the band has sold millions of albums, has 3 platinum and 17 gold. We spoke to Mayor Bob Blaze of Lake George about the concert.
I think it's great. I think it's really a coup that we were able to get them as they were passing through on their 45th anniversary tour. It'll again put the Festival Commons space out in front of a great many people. It is a great space, and I think the more people know about it, the more people come to Lake George to enjoy it. It's really developing into a first-class event venue.
And that space, by the way, the outdoor festival space, is a great place to see a band like Marshall Tucker. All right, switching from news to weather. Today saw a mix of sun. We had a little rain early on, but we can expect more sunshine tomorrow and in the coming days. So let's see how the rest of the week and the weekend is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thank you, Jesse. I'm meteorologist Clarence Sponsler with your first look weather forecast. National map shows weakening depression Harvey moving its way towards the northeast. Cold front boundary will interact with it in the coming days. High pressure from Canada moving in towards the Great Lakes and into portions of New England as well. So we're going to see not just beautiful sunny weather, but we're going to see cooler temperatures. We're only going to see 40 for the overnight low in Burlington, 43 Albany, a little bit warmer towards the south, 45, and Scranton out ahead of this cold front. Washington, D.C., 55, the overnight low. So look across the Capital District. We're just going to see lower to mid 40s, especially at lower elevations, 45 in Fort Edward and Wright Hall, 43 Glens Falls. Somewhat chilly as you head towards Johnsburg and Pottersville as you head up in elevation, only mid 30s for lows. Partly cloudy with the northwest breeze about 10 miles per hour. That northwest breeze continues for our Friday as we see highs in the mid 60s. So we're going to see some sweatshirt weather, maybe some long sleeves, and especially as we walk out the door, maybe a jacket will be recommended with a mostly sunny sky and another cool start. 8 a.m. temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Here's our extended forecast. We'll see temperatures rising to the lower 70s for highs on Saturday after a somewhat chilly low of 37. 70% chance of showers, and on Sunday, high of just 67. And then we warm up in time for Labor Day, and the sunshine returns too. 79 after morning, low of 53. So any Labor Day plans look great. And then back to the lower 70s, especially by Wednesday. That's a look at the first look weather forecast. I'm meteorologist Clarence Sponsor. Now I send it back to you, Jesse.
Thanks, Clarence. Well, it looks pretty good for the weekend, although that did say 36 degrees at night. All right, back to the news. Here's an interesting one. Collaboration between Chapman Historical Museum in Glens Falls and the Glens Falls Community Theater are going to be presenting 17th Annual Cemetery Tour. It's happening on September 23rd. This unique historical and theatrical tour will take place in the Pine View Cemetery on Quaker Road in Queensbury. Now, the event highlights important historical figures as well as this year's celebration of the New York State Suffrage Centennial. Well, actors of the theater group will portray several of the community's ancestors. We spoke to Kim Harvish about the tour.
And in the past, it's been called Cemetery Tour. This year we want to emphasize that it's living theater, because that's really what it is. It's a wonderful, wonderful venue to have theater. And what's unique about it is that we actually feature local history, and we're collaborating with the Glens Falls Community Theater. Very talented people, so it's a win-win situation for both organizations.
Well, if Kim is involved, it's going to be fun. Up next, I sit down with Lynn Gelber. She's board chair at Saratoga Chamber Players, and she's here to talk about their upcoming 31st season. I also sit down with Michelle Madigan. She's finance commissioner at Saratoga Springs. She's here to talk about the now fully operational solar park on Weibel Avenue in Saratoga. But first, if you see who's happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Then give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. All right, tonight on Your Look. Your Look, by the way, is a new feature here on Look Today, where we talk about comments that you give us on Facebook. Still no response to whether or not you think that gun shows should be held at taxpayer-supported venues. We'd like to know that. And also, be thinking about your favorite concert this summer at SPAC. We'd like to know about that as well. We did receive a wonderful comment from Stacy in Ballston Spa regarding my interview with Joe Dragoni. Joe, as you know, superintendent of the Ballston Spa School District, and he recently resigned from that position to take on a position at BOCES, and he is really going to be missed. She said he'll be greatly missed, loved the standing ovation that he received at Superintendent's Day. You can imagine how those people felt about that. Best to you, Joe. I guess we should ask you, what are you going to do for Labor Day weekend? Here's how you engage with us. Give us your comments. Go to our Facebook page. Find the Your Look post and then make a comment, and we'll talk about it the next day. See you next time on Your Look.